Have you watched my last video on mitosis? If not, I suggest you go and watch it because it could help with this question. This is what I would call like an application question relating to mitosis, because you don't know about drug X, you don't really know a lot about spindle fibers, but it tells you that drug X prevents spindle fibers from attaching to replicated chromosomes during mitosis. Explain why a cell cannot complete division if it's affected by drug X. So let me do you a little picture. So here is a chromosome. Here is a replicated chromosome. So it looks like an X now, right? Because you've had DNA replication. So it's got these two kind of arms, two chromatids, if you want to get scientific. But what happens is the spindle fibers attach to those replicated chromosomes. And it's the spindle fibers shortening or contracting that is going to pull the chromosomes to the opposite ends of the cell. So if the spindle fibers cannot attach to the replicated chromosome, okay, now we can do the answer. What we're going to say is chromosomes cannot be pulled or cannot be separated or cannot be moved to opposite ends of the cell, okay? Because we need the spindle fibers to attach here and then shorten to pull those chromosomes apart to opposite ends. Now, if that can't happen, because this is a 2-mark question, we then need to use words on the specification and say, well, the nucleus cannot divide. Because when you learn about mitosis, you do call it nuclear division, right? And you say the chromosomes are pulled to opposite ends of the cell and the nucleus divides. So you're kind of flipping that answer here and saying, well, that can't happen, and therefore that can't happen. So you're not going to get those two genetically identical daughter cells, so you're not going to complete cell division. Not too bad. Remember, with these application questions, you might struggle with them. You might think, oh, I don't know the answer. I haven't learned about this. But you have always learned something in your lessons or at MyEdSpace that you can apply to that question. So always give them a go.